Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're talking about the Christian genocide. Why the Trump need to come in with the soldiers to save Nigeria. Now, it's obvious to you that all those billionaire pastors and prophets and the evangelists who are making noise all up and down have nothing to offer. Just look at Ezekiel. When I told you that I rejected billion from a cultic kingdom to save mankind, you people thought I'm joking. Ask yourself, why do they think they hack my page? Why do you think pastors hack my page? They hack my page because I'm exposing the hidden secret, the killings and the evil happening in the church of Satan. You know, why they can't speak out for the killings and everything? Because they work hand in hand with politicians. You know, for you to be a true man of God, you will dance on many people's tunes. That is why this is Gospel of Truth End Time Prophetic Movement from Zion City of the Yahweh Synagogue in New Jersey. Share the telecast and hear what the Trump said about Nigeria genocide.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
Meanwhile, the Department of State Services, in a statement on Tuesday, said that it is prosecuting several high-profile terrorism suspects with multiple ongoing trials before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja, who has granted the DSS's request for an accelerated hearing in some cases. Among the key trials are internationally wanted suspect Mahmoud Usman, the self-styled Emir of Ansaru, and Abubakar Abba, his deputy, are facing a 32-count terrorism charge, with Usman already sentenced to 15 years for an illegal mining count after pleading guilty, while Abba remains a not guilty plea. Their trial is set to continue on November 19th. The secret police also highlighted the trial of Khalid al-Barwani and 4 others accused of masterminding the 2011 UN complex bombing, a case previously delayed by procedural issues. Additionally, 5 suspects involved in the June 2022 All-War Catholic Church attack, in which over 40 people died, are standing trial on a 9-count charge and were denied bail by Justice Nwite due to the capital nature of the alleged offenses and strong evidence of their membership in the Al-Shabaab terrorist group. Lastly,
praise God. Praise Master Jesus. I am Major General Felicia Onyola.
Christianity is
God bless you.
There is no such thing
as Islam and radical. There is no such thing as Islam and radical Islam. All Islam is radical. People have been brainwashed to believe that all religions are basically good and have good intention. But Islam is not good, nor does it have good intentions. Islam justifies hatred and violence, and as well as encourages it. One of the purpose of Waqf is to destroy churches, not to maintain them. For example, since ISIS took over the north of Iraq, not one church has been kept intact. All of them have been totally destroyed. And don't dare to tell me ISIS is not Islam or Islam is not ISIS. ISIS is walking in the footsteps of Muhammad and the teaching of Islam. We all must wake up. Their actions, Islam is radical, and their actions exemplify their goal of destruction throughout the world. And sadly, we see these acts time and time again. If we don't wake up and realize what we are dealing with, we are doomed for destruction. It pains me deeply. It pains me deeply to lose my beloved birth country to ISIS and Islam. There is no such thing as Islam and radical Islam. All Islam is radical. Lastly, the DSS stated that it filed 6 separate terrorism-related charges against 9 suspects, including 2 at large, connected to the all-war Catholic continue on November 9th. There is no such thing. For example, since ISIS took over, Islam is not ISIS. ISIS is walking in the footsteps of Muhammad and the teaching of Islam. We all must wake up. Their actions, Islam is radical, and their actions exemplify their goal of destruction throughout the world. And sadly, we see these acts time and time again. If we don't wake up and realize what we are dealing with, we are doomed for destruction.
Like this, our sister in America was telling you that nothing like radical Islam and camp Islam, they are all the same. If we don't wake up, we are doomed. Stop playing with your enemy. Bible says, light and darkness have nothing in common.
It pains.
Now, why am I making this video this morning? It's obvious for you now to know that it's not about your billionaire pastor, it's not about your billionaire prophet, it's not about your how much and how many members your pastor have. Look at Ezekiel, it's an example of a true man of God. He cries in the wilderness and the whole world heard him. How many of your billionaire pastors have spoken about the evil happening in Nigeria? If you speak about it, they will arrest you. That's why they hacked my page. That's why I'm being threatened. But I'm happy today. You all are seeing it, including the useless evangelist who claims he's a billionaire. You see, people now begin to recognize that it's not how much you have as a pastor that make you a true man of God. Bible say that are not love the word, and you love the word, and you're claiming that you're a true man of God. If you speak the truth, the word will hurt you. I'm here to tell you, as a true prophet of the Most High, we know why we rejected Billion. And now, the money that we rejected from our country kingdom, from evil people is what all those who fake take and begin to act. You cannot buy my shoe. I'm a billionaire. I'm this, I'm that. How do we get here? Was that the gospel? The gospel of truth, end time prophetic movement is not all about materializing things. It's not all about how much you have. It's all about saving mankind from physical and spiritual power. That's why I have a program called Odeshi. Odeshi is a supernatural power to protect you from evil attack, from witches attack, from occultic attack, from malign attack, which is what I came as a divine, which I have 1.16 million angels to deliver the whole world from powers of darkness. But those fake billionaire pastors who did not have power, they are jealous about me, paying bloggers, paying people to blackmail me, so to look at and fake, they are real. But just wait and see. Give us from now to 5 years, 3 to 5 years. You know who are the true men of God and know who are the true men of Satan. God bless you. I'm going to be playing some video this morning to
me deeply.
video.
That's why I'm trying to tell you that Nigeria can never be this.
Okay, let us hear from Reverend Father Mbaka what he says.
That's why I'm trying to tell you that Nigeria can never be the same again. My worry is whether you understand me or not, whether you want to misunderstand me or not. That one is your headache. Hello? How can some young men be alive watching their wealth being swindled and looted away by the so-called leaders? And now many of them are becoming old people. They were young when they started watching these criminals in authority, hooligans in power. Listen, by the time some of the leaders will listen to this message, they may begin to attack for Mbaka. That one is your headache, but just listen. I have been crying and crying and crying, saying that one day, enough will be enough. Look at the crime upon crime. The people that you have not given jobs, you have not given food, you have not given them security, you have not given them housing, you have not given them light or power. They have no water to drink, no good water, no quality hospital, no good road, and they have been enduring this. Just one day they came out to say we are not happy. You begin to kill them. And after killing them, you carry their dead bodies and dump inside the rivers and the valleys. Nigeria can never be the same again.
Sure.
And when these so-called hooligans in power, because they think the world is their home, they have bought houses in Abuja, in Asokoro, in Maitama, in Lekki, in Banana Island. Now, that one is not enough. Many of them have started buying houses in Dubai, buying houses. The Dubai own is not enough. Some have moved to London and America, in Bangkok, and some have property in the Silicon Valley with our wealth. And they cannot wisely build good industries for these growing youths to be employed. That is my stand though. Buhari, who could have been a solution to this, succeeded in encircling himself with criminals and hooligans. People who will never tell him lies. Rather, they will magnify the lies. So, you know, simple lie, you can find it out. But when a lie is magnified and amplified and sacramentalized with a NAFDAC number, Emmanuel will achieve NAFDAC number. No trouble. These people think the world is our home. When we talk about the saints in heaven, the contrast becomes we on earth. How are we preparing to go there? Because one day we must leave this place, whether you call it death or what. How are we preparing for that place? Because the Bible says in Galatians 6:7, do not deceive yourselves. For whatsoever you sow,
you shall reap.
Is what you shall reap. So I am the who can do them put in a crow. But what I call car.
Finally, Federal Bureau of Investigation has remembered Aisha Buhari. I said this thing some time ago that some of the financial crimes, as you are in check,
No, I will not. As of 1992-93 in Kaduna, a riot broke out which they call the Zango Kataf riot. I was a young boy, very, very young then. And people were killed in scores.
Share the telecast.
If you are not an Afsa person practicing Muslim in Islam, you were killed. Especially if you are from the southern part of Kaduna, the tribes from the southern part of Kaduna, they were massacred. It was called the Zango Kataf riot. And if the next thing they do is to burn churches, kill Christians, and then if they are done with that, then they focus on businesses that is for Igbo people, Igbo owned businesses, and they destroyed it. I grew up knowing that Christians are an endangered species in Nigeria. In the year 2000, when the Sharia riot, how many of you have heard of the Sharia riot? Hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Kaduna. I can remember vividly that we had to defend our house from people. They brought some Fulani boys and they faced our house. They were shooting arrows. They were spotting our zik. They spot our zik shooting arrows. Even though I was a Muslim then, even though my father was a Muslim then, but because majority of the people in our compound were Christians, so they were willing to destroy every one of us because we're living with Christians. I can remember a particular church in Mando, for those that know Mando, in Kaduna, called Chapel of Redemption. That church was destroyed. And so from that time, anytime there's a little hanky-panky in Nigeria, the first target is churches and Christians.
Truth.
And this has prevailed for a long time. That even if there's a problem with in another country, the Muslim and the Hausas in Nigeria will rise up and begin to kill Christians. How many of you remember the Miss World crisis in 2002, 2001, 2002? That somebody drew a picture of Muhammad or something in France, long away in France, and they began to fight in Nigeria. Are you following me? Christians are endangered species. Now let me give you, and that's how it has continued. Scores have been killed, and they focus on regions where there is a mixture of both Christianity and Islam. If you look at states like Kaduna, states like Plateau State, states like Nasarawa, states like Taraba, states like Benue, states like Bauchi, states like Gombe, states like Borno. These are places where they focus on because they intend to eliminate every living Christian in that place. Anybody that debunks it is a total lie because I have grown and lived in the north. I've spent 80 to 80% of my life in the north, so I understand this thing. Several times, I cannot forget the Sharia riot. We were running for our lives. Even though we were Muslims, but we were still running because as far as you are not of the ethnic group, practicing what they practice, you are a victim. You can be burnt alive. Many of us saw human beings that were burnt alive, like roasted like yam. And it has been going on for a long time. The genocide against the Christian faith. Are you with me? Many years ago, in Kano State, a man was beheaded. And anything they talk about that he said blasphemy. And guess who was the person that led it? The man called Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was the one that led him up. And they beheaded him. They killed him, man. They killed him and they put his hand on the stake and they were using it to parade the city. You understand of a woman also that is an evangelist. An evangelist Eunice that was preaching about 2016 or 18 in Abuja. And they killed her. We cannot talk about a young girl called Deborah Samuel that was killed. I stood in Jos, and for years, the people of Plateau have been massacred. Riot breaking every single time. The word that the moment anything happens, the next people that are victims are Christians. And it is unfortunate that all these years the government have not been able to do anything about it. But the agenda is deep. Are you with me this morning? Why am I saying? Because I don't want us to be an ignorant people. If we are ignorant people, they will control the narrative. And this is, let me tell you this truth. God will not come and fight for you. Remove that thing from your mind. If Christians don't rise up, pray from now till tomorrow. God is not coming to fight for you.
Of course.
Are you with me? Now, in the year 2009, Boko Haram started. Boko Haram started because of a section. It was a political movement. They created Boko Haram as a political talks to bring confusion into the government of Goodluck Jonathan.
Sure.
And to be able to, destroy any opposition, starting from Borno State, under the watch of a man called Kashim Shettima, which is now the vice president of Nigeria. Kashim Shettima and the other man, Ali Mohammed Sharif. These were the people that started the business of Boko Haram as a political talks to be able to oppose their opponents. But after a time, the ideology grew and they began to destroy. Now, it became a problem and they began to use it to destroy bombing here and there. In 2009, 2010. As of 2010, a man led a meeting in Jos. Are you with me? He led a meeting that they were going to annihilate Christians within the locality of Plateau, Borno, Plateau, Bauchi, Kaduna, and Nasarawa. And he said they are going to perform jihad. They will pick jihad and they will go to kill. If the Islamic leaders are not willing to lead them, he is ready to lead the movement. I have the minute of that meeting in my phone presently. Guess who is that person? Isa Pantami, that was the former Minister of Communication under Buhari's regime. And several times, these are people that are terrorist sympathizers. And that is why the Nigerian army have not been able to win the war against the terrorism. Because people have, the terrorists have infiltrated the Nigerian ranks, the army ranks, so they cannot win the war. That said, Osama bin Laden was a better Muslim than he is. He was sad when Osama bin Laden was killed. And he has said it several times that Boko Haram should not be killed. He said they are their Muslim brothers. How do you win a war against terrorism? When there are people high in government that are sympathizers to terrorism, how do you win that war? Now, there are 4 categories of insecurity or people that are causing insecurity. Number 1, you have Boko Haram. Number 2, you have bandits. Number 3, you have Fulani herdsmen. Now I'm going to show you how they are connected. Many people don't know. The Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen have one mission. The mission is simple: Islamize Nigeria. Come to a territory that are Christian dominated, kill everybody there, occupy their land. Go to Benue, look for a community, kill them there, occupy their land. That's always me. Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen. Have you noticed? The Fulani herdsmen they don't kidnap, they kill. There's hardly a place you hear the Fulani herdsmen capture that they say these are Fulani herdsmen. No, when they go, they kill. How do they kill? They kill with guns. You must not ask yourself, how does a Fulani man get AK-47? Do you know the cost of one AK-47? One AK-47 is over $1,000 something. Where will a Fulani man be able to obtain to be able to get one AK-47? Are you with me? And now, so you will know that there are people that are sponsoring this movement. Then the Boko Haram and the Fulani, they go about Christian-dominated areas. You will understand that when this terrorism started in Nigeria, that only people that were killed were Christian churches. You will not hear that they killed anyone. It is Christians and churches. I remember in Kaduna then that churches began to look for security men to guide their churches in every service day. Otherwise, you can be in church and the next is boom, everybody dies. And churches that don't have money to hire soldiers began to use some of their members. I was a member of the security team in my church in Deeper Life in Kaduna in 2010. Because we don't stay in the church. Once I come to the church in the morning, we stay outside, moving around patrolling, because anybody can come and drop anything. So when Boko Haram started, the majority of Muslims, the Hausa, Northern Muslims, the Hausa, they were happy. I know of people that were celebrating it. If you see them crying today, I'll tell you why. At the initial beginning of this thing, they were happy celebrating the killings of Christians. They said they are purging Nigeria of army. It was majority of Christians and Christian-dominated areas. But when it comes to 2014, the man Buhari and APC that wanted to overthrow the government of Jonathan, by all means, decided to employ mercenaries from Niger, from Chad, from all those Fulani, from other African nations where they're Fulani, and they brought them into Nigeria. What was the goal? The goal was that if Jonathan does not concede defeat in the election, they will go to rain hell on Nigeria. So they brought in these mercenaries, and they equipped them with rifles, the Erufais, the Buharis. Are you with me? The Erufais, the Buharis. Every one of these people called APC, they brought in mercenaries and armed them in the bushes and told them to wait. The moment Jonathan did not concede defeat in the election, they were going to start. But unfortunately for them, Goodluck knew of the assignment. He got intel about them because the man said he said his ambition does not want the blood of winners. So the man conceded defeat and left. And so they declared APC winner. Now, you have already brought people from different parts to come and fight. But what they wanted to come and fight from did not achieve anymore. So now they left those people in the bush. They left them with guns and ammunition in the bush. And when Buhari became the president, he abandoned them. Instead of them to settle them and let them go back, they abandoned them. And the people saw Nigeria as a place that is good. And the people decided to remain in Nigeria. Those are the people that started bandits. Before, we don't have anything like bandits. Banditry started under the watch of APC, under Buhari, because they were the ones that brought them in. Kidnapping, because they needed to survive. So they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. Over time, now, you will understand that there are certain parts of this nation where there are mineral resources. Don't be an ignorant Christian. Follow me. Don't be an ignorant Christian. Don't be in a nation where you don't have understanding of what is happening. Now, there are some parts of Nigeria where there are good resources. And this is being illegally mined by elite, the military generals, the oligarchs, the people that are the leadership of the North. They were mining these resources, and the money does not go into the federal government account. So what they do is that they employ the services of this banditry to create two things. Number one, to create diversion. So when you go to Zamfara, that's why you hear that they say there is killing in Zamfara now. It's because of the illegal gold mine. There is gold in Zamfara that they are mining. And so these bandits that are already in the bush, some people collaborate with them, partner with them, and told them to see, keep creating confusion, create chaos. When you keep creating chaos, the Nigerian state and the people of Nigeria will not be able to focus on the illegal mining. They'll be concerned about the insecurity. So the insecurity is created as a means of diversion in the north. Are you following me? It is created as a means of diverting the attention of the military and the Nigerian populace from being able to focus on the illegal mining of resources. And any part of the north where there is resource, you find that insecurity there. Recently, it has started in Kwara because there's a great amount of lithium in Kwara too that they've discovered and they're mining. So they partner with the Chinese because the people that do this illegal mining are the Chinese. They partner with the Chinese to be able to. So the bandit became the security men of Chinese and all those people to protect them. So that while they are mining, they can begin to cause chaos. Because while the people are mining and they are causing chaos, nobody will be able to focus on what the Chinese are doing and those people illegal mining. Every single day to this moment, I'm telling you, they are mining in those places. And they will take it to an airfield in the bush and fly it out of Nigeria. They are making billions of dollars from it every day while people are being killed. That is why you now hear that Muslims are saying that they are killing Muslims too. What you have, it is what Buhari created. The APC-led administration created, the banditry they created, is what is affecting the North now. Because the people they brought to come and kill Nigeria in 2015 did not succeed because good Lord relinquished power to them. And now the people have become thugs. They have become tools to be used in the hand of men that are using them to secure their illegal gold mines. And that's why you kill them. That's why you hear that they say they are killing Muslims. Now, the Christian persecution and genocide has been there. So you find that the other part, the Muslim and the Fulani men keep going around killing in all those parts. And the Christians and the churches have been silent for too long. This evil has prevailed in Nigeria because the righteous men have been too quiet. If we're ever going to win against insecurity in Nigeria, Nigeria must put two things Nigeria must do. Number one, Nigeria in Sharia law must be completely abolished in Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not an Islamic state. Why will Nigeria, some part of Nigeria, be practicing Sharia? The law guiding them, the constitutional law, that believe that if somebody deserves to die because he speaks against his God. Can an Hausa man insult Jesus and I kill him for insulting Jesus?
No.
But somebody believe when you speak against Muhammad, you deserve to die. How do you live in a country with somebody that have that kind of mentality? The military have become complicit. They are compromised. Nigerian military cannot win this war. 20 years from today, I'm telling you, 20 years from today, this thing of insecurity will not end because there are people that are enjoying it, benefiting from it, and reaping from it. If Nigeria want to win this war, partner with America. Then they come and meet him. I mean, if you have seen that in Kano yesterday, some people were protesting that they don't want America to come. Because they believe what they have been told is that if America is coming to kill Muslims, and the man said he wants to come and kill terrorists, but they are protesting. Anybody that is negotiating, people like Ahmed Gumi, Sheikh Gumi should be locked away. A terrorist sympathizer is a terrorist. A man that believes that you are not supposed to kill a terrorist is himself a terrorist. A man that believes that we should go and negotiate. How do you go and negotiate with terrorists? Because you see, terrorists are not just criminals. They are working with the wrong ideology. A man that believes that killing himself, he has nothing to lose. How do you negotiate with a man that believes that killing himself is going to meet their God in heaven to collect 72 virgins? How do you negotiate with such a person? A man like Sheikh Gumi should be locked away. A man like Ali Muhammad Buhari should be arrested. You want to win against terrorism, you must go brutal. No nation win against terrorism by pampering them. Sure. The custom is taking rice, seizing rice from Nigeria and taking it to terrorists in the bush that they need to take care of them because they are human beings. No. The moment you have become a terrorist, you see that taking the life of your fellow human being is nothing, is to please a God, then you don't deserve to live. Children of God, I'm not going to ask you to pray because this is not a period of prayer. This is a period of action. Reverend Dr. Ezekiel from Jos, the man that has been speaking, I've paid attention. Not for once have they invited the man for interview because they don't want to give the man any airtime. But you see, any little thing they will call Gumi and give him microphone. Gumi, they are inviting Gumi, they are inviting Gumi up and down. The media is complicit. The Nigerian military are complicit. You can't win war with this Nigerian army, not because they don't have the capacity, but because they are compromised. Buhari created banditry. The people like Gumi and the rest of them, they are the people that facilitated the idea of Boko Haram. And today, some of them are your leaders in government. Some of them, most of them are moving free. Not one.
A big show.
Have been arrested.
A big disgrace.
Kabiru Sokoto that bombed Nyanyan in 2011. When they rearrested him, guess where they got him? In the house of Shetima in Abuja. What is he doing in the house of Shetima if Shetima doesn't know him? But today, Shetima is your vice president.
Sure.
How do you win a war where terrorists are ruling you? Where terrorist sympathizers are moving around? This is not a period to say we are praying. No! This is a period of wisdom. This is a period of action. Churches in the south have no idea. They sit in their cousin churches with exploit them. They don't know what it means to be in the north. They don't know what it means to be running for your life. That every Sunday in the church here in Kaduna, when they tell that everyone is praying with one eye open. Because you don't know God might go up at any time in the church. The Nigerian church must rise up. There's an agenda. And if you read the minutes of that meeting in 2010 led by Isa Patami, you will not believe it. I have a recording of his messages. Where's our people? Why will they be killing their people? He said, why will they be killing these Muslim brothers, referring to Boko Haram as their Muslim brothers. How do you win with such a people in government? And that guy was a minister under Buhari for 8 years.
What a shame.
Do you know what I'm telling you this morning? You are in Nigeria. If you are not aware of what is happening around you, in a short time, one day your calamity will just come. You will not know how. Are you with me? The banditry that is destroying them in the north was created by the people Buhari brought for mercenaries to destroy Nigeria in 2015 in case he did not win. Unfortunately, he won, and those people were left without fight. And they began to use the weapons that they provided for. These guys have sophisticated their weapon. They move logistics, move money in dollars. Where do you think they're getting it from? You think it's from the sale of cow? No. The Bible says, watch and pray. We have been praying. This is the time to do what?
To wash.
God bless President Trump. God bless America. This is how we enter, so everybody then go collect you. Everybody, as they enter, so as they finish for Sambisa forest, as they finish here, so they finish for Sambisa, the next place so they go, so we go Aso Rock.
And there all the evil started.
We go Aso Rock straight. Aso Rock, then we go straight. This one where we get, so where we enter, so this one where we enter. May nobody call my phone again. May nobody call my phone again. As it is, so may nobody even call me. I don't get time for nonsense. Am I phoning me? I don't call my phone. As it is, I will get, so may nobody call my phone. I don't need friends. Me, I don't call my phone. Who be this one? Ebele Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan. Wait till you happen. Yes. Speak direct. Don't call me sir. Don't call me sir. I beg. Speak direct. Speak. Wait, what's up? Yes, Yes, so you're the past president. So how's my business? Okay. See, in your life, don't ever call this phone again. How do you get my number?
Yes, sir. You call the statement of US President a threat or what?
It's not a threat. It's not a threat. US is so serious concerning what they are saying. This is how they stylishly enter into country to invade countries. But at this time, US will understand that they have played their card wrong. So we here in Nigeria, we are prepared. We are just waiting for Mr. President's order for us to start testing weapon, to start testing nuclear weapon, and also to activate our air defense across the 36 states. I will let you know that Trump is playing with fire. He's playing with fire. Nigeria is not a small country that he can toy with. We are not Iran. So,
please, Oga J. Trump.
I will not allow Donald Trump to kill my relative in the forest. The terrorists, they are our children. We must protect them, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi proclaimed. According to US source, President Donald Trump reportedly mapping out the residents of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi in northern Nigeria as the target for an airstrike. Donald Trump stated that any individual or organization defending or protecting terrorists, they will be treated as one of them. He emphasized that no any individual, organization, or country should support extremists, and in fact, war against terror must be fought without compromise. We have enough proof that he has been speaking, defending those killing in northern part of Nigeria, and it is time for all to strike and fetch them out, Donald Trump added. The question now is, why is Sheikh Ahmed Gumi always speaking and defending the terrorists all the time? Why? I will not allow Donald Trump to kill my relative in the...
But all youths in every village, listen. I'm speaking with the power of the voice. All youths, all over Plateau State, rise up for self-defense. If you don't do it, our children are in danger. Our next generation will have no place to live. All youths, it's a command. It's not an advice. I'm commanding you, wake up and defend the weak old people. women that are pregnant, defend the widows, stand with your blood to defend the land. Already they have declared war on Plateau, and the security, they know about it. And we're not going to keep quiet. It is time for us to respond. All these things, they are gearing towards 2027. This is a religious crisis. Bias to us that are called Christian. Trump, please, this voice will reach your own White House. Respond to Nigerian government. They are gambling with our soul as Christians. Many Christians are dying and they don't want to speak. And they know terrorists are in the country and they don't want to attack them. They just make propaganda without action. Please stand up and save us. If not, one day you will not hear my voice anymore. All youths in every village.
We need not run away from the fact that more than ever before in the history of our nation, this is the worst instability we are facing.
I'm telling you.
In fact, this is worse than the civil war. Mr. President, the solution is very simple. Today there are a lot of misgivings, a lot of misinterpretations of what is happening. Some people believe, some people in government are supporting this move. Some people believe, some people sponsor those who are destabilizing our nation within the country. The answer is very simple. We cannot pretend that we are capable of confronting the situation in our hands. America, as powerful as they are, when the pandemic came, it got to a point that China had to claim that they came to their rescue. We shouldn't pretend that we needed foreign support now. Let nobody deceive us, Mr. President. A lot of billions of naira have been voted for security services. Nothing is coming out of it. We wouldn't wait until our nation gets bombed. Let us shout and call for foreign support. I am a big APC man and I've been supporting my party. But the president should get to know that it has gotten to a point that we who are supporters, who are members of the APC, we can no longer keep quiet. The president must rise to the occasion. You will not see the truth and you are afraid to say it because you will die. We must open, Mr. President. The nation is on fire. The president must rise to the occasion. It costs us nothing to get foreign support. We must rise to the occasion. We must bring in people to save this country, or else we will be consumed. Every one of us will have a chapter for history. Whenever the history of this period will be written, whatever is our position, we have a chapter. We cannot keep quiet any longer. It has gotten to a point that we cannot sleep with our two eyes closed. We are not free. Our children are not free. The president must rise to the occasion. There is no nation that is so powerful that doesn't need support of other nations. Individual cannot say you will leave the war without any other person with you. So we must rise. The situation is our security system has collapsed. It has failed. And because it has failed, we need to look for foreign support. It costs Nigeria nothing. Forget the ego, forget the superiority of Nigeria in African nation. Today, we are facing serious problems. If our nation is to survive this period, I'm not in doubt that the security architecture we have today cannot cope with what we are facing. Every part of this country is threatened. From the north to the south, nobody is safe. Nobody can travel 50 kilometers in our nation. I feel like shedding tears for a country that we grew up, where nobody harass you when you travel from Lagos to Maiduguri. I done it in times past. Today, I cannot travel from here to Kaduna to Niger State where I was born. The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation. This is my position, Mr. President. We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. We should shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes. Our country is bleeding. People are in poverty. There's no food. People are hungry. Insecurity is threatening us. We cannot pretend. It's better we are not here than to forgetting that young people are dying. Every day Nigerians are dying. We must learn to education. And something
You know, when we cry out, it's not only in politicians, even in churches, many things are going on. And when we speak about it, they call us jealous. When we talk about RNG, how did the even president enter? Is it not through RNG? Anybody that is not straightforward is a doom. Be you a pastor, be you a politician, that is always using crooked way to rule people. You are more than devil. That's why anybody, if you like, get how many billion, as long as you're liar deceiver, you're working for Satan. Reason why,
as you are in church this morning, as you are praying to God this morning, know that they are taking the life of people. Look at this video. They are fueling their bikes. This is a full tanker, complete tanker, petrol that we don't have. Fuel that we citizens we don't have. Fuel that we can queue for hours before we can buy. Look at it, full tanker have been supplied to go and take the life of people, to go and take the life of Nigerians. But we are in church with our iPad. We are in church with our iPad, with our Bible. Pelebe, pelebe, pelebe. We are praying while they are killing our brothers. They are taking the life of our sisters. If it's not a shame, if it's not a shame, look at it. This is how they give them petrol. Who supply petrol to them? Ask yourself the question. Who gives them petrol? Who gives them petrol? I will show you a video. Don't worry. I will show you. Since the media cannot show these things, since they have bought all the TV stations in our country, I will bring everything out. I will show you a video of how they give them food. How they give them food. You can go and sit with bandits, asking bandits, how are you doing? Oh, are you people okay? Are you comfortable? Do you want anything? Don't worry, we are talking for you. You are having conversation with them, but you cannot have a conversation with a normal human being. Young boys in Nigeria are not safe. Young women are not safe. Terrorists, criminals. We will give them amnesty. We will give them amnesty. Why? Because, Jesus. When I look at my country, I shed tears. I shed tears. Man of God, the people you are preaching to, ask your deacons. Ask your deacons. How can they sleep? How are they able to sleep? Yesterday, I see a video of one pastor opening 5 fingers of God. Mega church. The people are dying. You cannot speak. Do you know why? Political money. Political money. Ask for INEC. Ask for INEC. We leave you to God. You see? As for INEC, we've given up on you. See, we don't talk about you again. You know, we never really talk about you again because we don't let you know, so you don't do your worst. But you see, one day, everybody go sleep. They not go wake up. That's the good news. Everybody go sleep. They not go wake up. So everything you go do, they do it now. Chop the one you feature. But I swear, with my father's grave, Nigeria will be great again. Nigeria will be great again. We will still come back to be the giant of Africa. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. President Bola Tinubu, we are disappointed in you, sir. We are disappointed in you. Your government is the worst government ever. I don't care what anybody will say. I don't care how anybody will look at me. Your government is the worst. We miss Buhari. We miss Buhari. We miss Buhari because of you, sir. We miss Buhari. We miss Buhari. At least Buhari have sympathy. But you don't have, sir. You don't have. All you care about is how to use us to make money, to enrich yourself. It's bad. It's a shame.
When I told you that anything that under RNG can never hid anything, be you a pastor, be you a politician, ask yourself, how did even Nigeria president became Nigeria president? Is it by merit? Is it by voting? Is it by RNG? That is why when we speak, he said we are jealous. When we speak, he said we are fool, we are mad. When we speak, but now you have getting everybody here. We have getting everybody here. When we speak, Nigeria youth rise. There's fire on the mountain. He said we are fake. We are fake. Today, all of useless fake pastors, they have hide in shame. Look at the man that they sing, Jungle. He don't use money to qualify man of God. He don't use member to qualify. Even the man church is not. You see, the church is not even built. They're still the roofing is falling because things of God is not things of man. We that rejected billion from occultic kingdom, from evil politicians and this thing, that I'm supporting Soludo because he's doing well in Anambra State. I'm not a fan of any politician, but I pray for him because God said, pray for your governor, the one that is doing good. We don't pray for evil people. I'm not fans of fake pastors or fake politicians, drinkers of blood. Today, I will still play one video.
As you are,
Hear this video.
that's why I'm trying to tell you that Nigeria being carried out during Buhari's administration will one day be reviewed. And as it stands now, FBI has started revealing so many things, so many financial atrocities committed under Buhari's regime. And they started with Aisha Buhari. Please share this video because God wants to use Trump to reveal some certain things happening in this country. As it concerns Aisha Buhari, no be she run am alone now. The other person, $900 million, which is I believe for
one person.
$900 million cash. This is unimaginable. This is incredible. $900 million cash. 1 trillion naira cars. 1 trillion naira value of cars. $300 million mansion and gold vault in UK belonging to Buhari's wife. Trump freezes assets, says this is madness. In what looks like the biggest financial scandal of the decade, the FBI has reportedly uncovered a mind-blowing fortune linked to the wife of former Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. According to the leaked intelligence report, the asset discovered includes $900 million cash, a UK mansion worth over $300 million, luxury cars valued at 1 trillion naira, and a hidden gold vault said to contain bars of pure gold stacked to the ceiling. This is unimaginable. US President Donald Trump, reacting to this shocking discovery, said in disbelief, "This is madness. No human being should have that kind of money lying around. This is not wealth. This is daylight robbery against a nation." Now, I told you guys Sunday, one of my posts, I said that for Buhari to make himself petroleum minister, Nigerian petroleum minister, there is something behind the scene that they don't want to tell us. Now, let's be true. An insider revealed from the investigation, every corner we turned led to another secret vault. The amount of money involved here is high enough to rebuild an entire African country. This is madness. When I said this is madness under APC. This is madness. Okay, this amount of money was looted in Buhari's administration. What about this present administration? My brother, see, when I said that Nigeria cannot be good again, cannot be fixed again, if all these leaders does not exist, Nigeria can never be good. Imagine $900 million looted by a wife of the president.
One person.
What would the president loot by himself? Talk more of this coming administration or this incumbent administration. This is total madness. Share this video. Let it get to any nook and cranny it should get to. Tag anybody you want to tag. Tag US president. Tag the US intelligence defense system.
One person.
Agencies. Tag them. Nigeria, a revolution needs to happen. Revolution needs to happen in this country to fix whatever we are facing in this country. If this country must continue to be one.
One person is having over trillions other investment just in one place, and we are crying for hunger. People are dying. When we speak, we say we are mad. We are this. We are jealous. The same way is in the evil prophet and evil pastors. Looting men up and down. When you speak against them, they label you a cultic man. They label you a native doctor. They label you this. Ask yourself, how can a poor evangelist become billionaire? How can a poor man walking around as a pastor under seconds, he become a mother, have a private jet? Which factor does he have? I want to pray one more video.
Nigeria can never be the same again.
I want to pray one more video. Let me see. So many deaths in Nigeria. Let me pray for this our brother. Joseph, he has
This is one of the Christian genocide in Nigeria. You can see them. Caskets, mass burial. All of them are Christians. Mass burial, mass burial. For those of you that are saying there is nothing like Christian genocide in Nigeria, what is this? Mass burial. All of them are Christians. May God have mercy upon this country called Nigeria. You can see it, mass burial of Christians slaughtered by the terrorists that are slaughtering Christians in Nigeria. May God have mercy. There is nothing like Christian genocide. There is not.
Millions of people have died in Nigeria. It's not hidden thing. All this you see is coffee. I don't want to bring in the brutal, the killing, the bombing and everything because of Facebook. But I want to tell you, my brother, share this telecast. Get ready, because that one has come. When the riots will rise. And I pray for every Nigeria who is against Trump. Your doom. Your every day is coming. Nigeria have gotten to a level that even Nigeria cannot fix it. So we need external body to help Nigerians. Because most of the military have mixed with Boko Haram, herdsmen, and banditry. How will you identify the Boko Harams and the real army? When the army will fight and got the Boko Haram, they will give the Boko Haram the amnesty and say they repented. All of them was inside. They put all of them inside army. That's why whenever army plan to strike, they will be the one to die. Because the evil is within them. This is what we will see. Bad politicians, bad leaders. Almighty God will punish all of you. My name is still my prophet. Man will come.